This sports broadcast made possible by contributions from the following. The Bear Family McDonald's, proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their 30 area McDonald's restaurants today. Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. Looking for a brand new Hyundai or certified pre-owned? It's Rosen Express online buying made simple. Go to rosenhyundai.com or genesisofelgonquin.com. Tom the Plumber. Service and installations of the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber. Honest and affordable. Visit Tom online at tomtheplumberinc.com. And Daryl Barnes Photography for portraits, family and graduation photos, sports team photos, and more. Contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com.
A fun one for you today. And I want to take a moment here before we start talking about both of these teams. This game is brought to you by our season sponsor, the Bear Family McDonald's, proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their 30 area McDonald's restaurants today. So, Johnsburg Skyhawks against the Grayslake Central Rams. Logan, we saw the Rams, I believe, earlier in this tournament. I think it was the first day we were here, so day 2 of the tournament, the Consolation C championship game. And the tip-off is one. Tipped off by the Skyhawks, goes right into the hands of the Rams. Rams with it. It's Gibson. Over to Estep. Estep was the guy you want to keep your eyes on. We talked about him a lot in the first day. He drives in with his right, picks up his dribble, looks for a man, puts up instead, and that gets blocked over by Dylan Schmidt. And for three, that lands. Dennis Estep from behind the arc. It's Bull with it. Welch. Welch puts up the underhand layup, and that will fall for two.
Good play there by Jacob Welch. He's a big guy. He's the guy you're going to want to watch underneath for Johnsburg today.
Estep. Over to Michael Monahan. Monahan driving in, puts up the shot. He gets rejected hard by Jacob Welch.
He's the force you're looking for underneath on both offense and defense. He's standing at 6'6". He's taller than most anyone on this Rams team, so he's going to be a huge guy to watch for the remainder of this game. Huge force for Johnsburg.
It's Welch with it. Over to Bull. Over to Schmidt. For three. Big man wanted to take the shot, and he did. Good luck there as the Rams will pick up the rebound. Pull-up jumper. That falls. Daryl Overstreet scores his first 2 points of the game. It's Metzi. Had a open look there by Bull, but he decided to travel instead of take the open shot. Bull was a guy I have written in my notes. He shot 5 threes in the tournament so far and 7.3 points per game for the Skyhawks.
If there was a little bit of hesitation, I probably would have taken the shot if I were him.
Overstreet. It's Monahan. To Whalen. Whalen's another guy I got circled on my notes. Big man also looks to work down low. Estep puts up a three, and that does not fall. Good save by Whalen, but it'll go right in the hands of Skyhawks. And Metzi with it. Tries to go behind the back, but it falls right in the hands of the Rams. Here comes Dennis Estep. Down low, the shot, that's good. Brendan Whalen.
Great deep pass there by Estep. Not only is he a talented shooter, but he's a huge driver of offense, a great ball handler. He's probably the best all-around player on this Grayslake Central team.
That pass is stolen as it will go out of bounds. That was Dennis Estep with the steal. tried the tiptoe across the line there and just couldn't do it.
It was a nice play. Sometimes you just try to keep your balance and it just fails
And
you.
we have a replay of that layup. Logan, break it down for us.
Like I said, just that deep pass by Estep. He's a talented ball mover. Finds Waylon open, puts it up. Easy money.
Bull made a 3 there, and it takes it down to a 2-point game with 5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Estep from the on arc. That shot did not fall. Goes right in the hands of the Skyhawks. And here comes Bull. Bull shot the 3 in the last possession. As he tries to take another one. And that one will not fall. Rebounded by Darrell Overstreet. Whalen. Down low, pass a little too hot to handle by Monahan. Picks up his dribble, passes it on over to Estep. Back to Monahan. Down low, tries to go up. He does, gets off the glass, not fall in. He goes right into the hands of Welch. Ian Bull with it. Conroy. Conroy dribbles in with his left. Tries to go up for the layup, and he gets clubbed, and he'll go to the line for 2.
It's one way to rack up some points early in this game. Just get some free throws. Can mean a lot in late game, but they can also mean a lot in early game. Just getting that number up as high as possible. Easy money.
The Skyhawks are a 61.7% free throw shooting team. Now looking as we got a replay of that 3 by Bull. Let's take a look. It's wide open. He hit it from way out.
He did some nice little motion by Johnsburg there to keep the Rams defense on their toes. Left him wide open.
And the layup that hits the back of the rim does not fall. Goes right into the hands of Schmidt. And here come the Skyhawks. Over to Bull. In the corner is Metzi. Metzi driving in. Back over to Bull again. He decides to take it. Pass down low. Wild pass over to number 34, Forrest Hall. As that'll go out of bounds and go to a mask time out. 7-5, a little over halfway through the first quarter here. And this timeout is sponsored by Rose and Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. If you're looking for a brand new or certified pre-owned, it's Rose and Express online buying made simple. Go to roseandhyundai.com and genesisofalgonquin.com. So Logan, 7-5 game here. What have you seen so far from both of these teams? What do you like with both? Let's see what you have to say.
I'm seeing the feeling like the big men are going to rule the day today. Jacob Welch on the Johnsburg side and Brendan Whalen on the Grayslake Central side. Both of them have kind of seen a lot of good looks. It feels like the defenses are kind of playing back a little bit and kind of defending the 3 while letting some things go underneath. So I think we're going to see a big game from both of those guys today. Johnsburg has already substituted Welch in with Forrest Hall, and he's been that guy underneath. So I wonder if we're going to see more of which one we're going to see more of. But if I had to guess, I figured it's going to be Welch.
You mentioned Welch. Over on this sheet here for the roster, he's 6'6", 2,823 pounds.
Yeah.
So definitely going to be a guy that's going to be hard to stop underneath the arc. That's what I got to say. And then inside the box, it'll be hard to stop him.
Yeah, really a force underneath when you're that much.
A little pick-up play here, 7-5 game. Rams up by 2. There's Estep. Down low is Monahan, he puts up the shot. That does not fall, excuse me, that was Whalen with the shot. There's the Skyhawks with it. Schmidt. Over to Bull, the Conway. The shot for Conroy, wiggles around, it does not go in. I thought for sure that was gonna land. As the Rams pick up the rebound. Estep goes coast to coast, does not fall in. Good rebound by the Rams there. That was Jake Gibson putting up the rebound for 2. Bull. Coming in with Schmidt, that's no good. As Rams pick up the rebound. Up by 4 now. Wild pass, still caught by Monahan. Down low, the shot is good. That is Jake Gibson again.
Gibson, a really tall guy. He's able to work underneath, get some offensive rebounds. That's something you're going to want to watch as well for the Rams today.
It's Schmidt with it. Over in the corner for three. That falls. Luke Conroy with his first 3 points of the game. Inside Jack Trebasi. Pass down low and a foul is called and it'll go to the line for 2. Jake Gibson called his name a lot here in this first quarter. As we're going to have a replay of a 3-pointer. Let's take a look.
It's a nice deep pass. You really had no one defending there. Whalen was playing kind of tight to the net there. And it left, I believe that was Schmidt open for the free.
It's Conroy.
Conroy, I'm sorry.
As Gibson will make his first free throw. A 4-point game. And the second one will land. So it's Metzi with it. Forum for 3. Dylan Schmidt for 3.
Johnsburg finding their 3-game early. That's already their third 3 in this quarter. They're heating up.
Rams with it now. Has to pass over to Grabasi. So Overstreet. Driving in was Taylor. As the shot goes in, but a travel is called. Jake Gibson has picked up his 4th point of the game. 6th point of the game, excuse me. As the Skyhawks will take over. Metzi, and that is going to be a carry. Another turnover for the Skyhawks.
Can be crucial in the early portion of this game, especially when you're trailing like the Skyhawks are. You want to keep as close as possible until the end.
Trebasi with it, over to Overstreet, to Estep. Back to Gibson. In the corner for 3. High arcing shot does not fall. It's a good shot there by Estep, but just couldn't finish as the Skyhawks will take over. Again, good pass over in the corner. Says not to take it. That's Thill for 3.
Exactly the sequence Johnsburg wanted. Play tight defense. Maybe get a little lucky on the miss by Estep, but then capitalize on the response.
It's Rams. As that shot does not fall in. Now under a minute here in the first quarter. Trent with it, and he'll go up, but a push is called and it'll be on the floor. It's a inbounds play. And we're gonna take a look at that 3. Look at that. Just wide open.
That was Nick Bill for the Skyhawks. Johnsburg has really found their 3-game chit. It's something to keep an eye on. They started kind of working in underneath, but they're working behind the arc.
Bull with the pull-up jumper does not fall. Skyhawks will have 35 seconds and figure out if they want to hold for last. I don't think they will, because that's Taylor with it. Trebasi to Overstreet. Back to Trebasi. Estep with it. Taylor. Down low is Gibson. Trebasi with it. Now 10 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. They keep passing on. Taylor for the jumper. That will land for 2. Skyhawks will have 4 seconds to figure out something. I'm guessing a half-court heave, and he heaves it up. No good. We've played 1 quarter. Grayslake Central up 15-14. We'll be back after the break.
What makes me most proud of our restaurants is our people. Our people who come in and work for us every single day. We try to create an atmosphere of family, an atmosphere of warmth, and an atmosphere of compassion.
This quarter sponsored by Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. If you're looking for a brand new or certified pre-owned, it's Rosen Express online buying made simple. Go to rosenhyundai.com and Genesis of Algonquin.com. We're about to start some second quarter action here on Patrick Henry alongside with my good friend and partner in crime, probably for the last time, for the foreseeable future, Logan Franz out here. Fun Hinkle Holiday Classic for you coming at you in the snow outside, but hey, it's always hot in the gym for some nice basketball. 15-14 after one quarter. It's been a 3-point game for Johnsburg. As for Grayslake, it's been inside work and a couple of threes out there as well. And so we'll pick off where we left off with the Rams with the ball. Over Taylor with it. Over to S-tip. Gervasi. Goes over to Taylor behind the arc as he will travel and turn the ball over to the Skyhawks.
Skyhawks playing defense with 3 inside underneath, kind of like they're challenging Grayslake Central to go for the 3 ball, which has not been their friend today exactly, so something to monitor.
Bull with it. Over to Schmidt. Over to Phil. Back to Bull. Bull for 3. No good. Recovered by Phil. So he'll pass it on over, back out to Schmidt. And Schmidt takes a deep 3. That one will fall.
Speaking of a team that needs to respect the 3, Grayslake Central's defense needs to start respecting that 3. Otherwise, this one's going to get ugly for Johnsburg.
Gervasi with it. Overstreet driving in. So dribble over to Taylor. Taylor takes a pull-up jumper, and that will fall. As Schmidt will take it off for the Skyhawks. For 3. That one falls. Luke Conroy hits his second 3 of the game.
A little bit of flair added that one as he went down after he made the shot, kind of like a fadeaway.
He tried to draw that foul, getting a 4-point play, but he didn't get it. A sip down to Overstreet. Down low to Gibson. Gibson drives in, puts off the glass, does not fall. Recovered by the big man, Jacob Welch. The Skyhawks have it. Schmidt. Bull with it now. Over to Welch. Welch trying to drive in. Smothered by green jerseys. He finds Bull. Bull thought about taking the jumper, decides not to, but he takes up there, passes over to Welch. Back to Schmidt. Schmidt driving in. Immediately found by 3 green jerseys. There's another turnover, and here come the Rams. Overstreet from the corner, he puts up a 3. That does not fall. Recovered by Bull, and here come the Skyhawks in the fast break. And that is knocked out of bounds by, I believe it went off of a Skyhawk, and it'll go to the Rams as a mass amount of subs will come in. Michael Monahan comes back. Brendan Whalen comes back in for the Rams. And a new guy, Sam Cooper. As that turnaround fade does not fall, and it will go off of the hands. It's saved by the Rams, but it will go right into the hands of Metzi. As he passes it over to Ben Person. It's Metzi with it. Over to Person. Person just loses it, and it goes right into the hands of the Rams. That's a Whalen with it. He floats it up. That rings around and does fall in for 2. Now a 1-point game.
Brendan Whalen, not the guy you want to catch on a fast break. He will make you pay.
Metzi takes it up for the Skyhawks. He tries it himself. Picks up his dribble over to Person. Person. That pass deflected out of bounds off of the hands of a Rams player, and it will stay Skyhawks ball. We have a replay of that breakaway, so Logan will have you break this one down.
Brendan Whalen, he's not the fastest guy out there, but when you catch him clean alone like this, it's going to be hard to defend him. And Person tried his hardest, but nice little spin move there by Whalen, nice finish.
It's Groves with it, as the Rams have the ball now. That's tip. Cooper. And that shot does fall in for Brendan Whalen. He's got 4 points here in the second quarter. Pass for three. That does not fall. It's recovered by the Rams. That's Overstreet with it. The corner is Estip. Passes on out. Down low to Overstreet. Overstreet, a little floater, and it's not fall, but it goes right into the hands of Conroy. And here come the Skyhawks. For three. That falls. Jake Metzi gets his first points of the game. Estip to Whalen. Monahan for three. That falls. Metzi taken in. Big power jump there. Just goes and a foul is called. And we're going to have a replay of a three-pointer. Let's take a look here.
That three-point play by Johnsburg, just no one there on defense. Looked like someone was caught sleeping. Another instance where the Rams kind of played tight to the net, leave someone open behind the arc, and did not end well for the Rams.
24-23 game here as a timeout is called. Been a fun second quarter so far, and this timeout is sponsored by our good friend Tom the Plumber. Tom the Plumber Inc. is a family-owned and operated company committed to providing plumbing service and installations of the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber, honest and affordable. Visit Tom online at tomtheplumberinc.com. So Logan, the three ball has been the heart and soul of that Johnsburg offense. What does Grayslake do to prevent, guys like Metzi and Schmidt and Conrad, basically everyone that's out there from taking that three-point shot?
I mean, I think the way offense has been going in this one, the best way is to fight fire with fire. If you can't stop the three ball by Johnsburg, start working the three ball of your own. We saw Michael Monahan, he had one earlier in the quarter. Daryl Overstreet and Estep in this game also have a three-pointer of their own. So find someone who can make those shots. You definitely have the players that can. I think the best way to fight it is to just work one of your own.
And I've got in my notes here, Brendan Whalen's the guy. We talked about him a lot. He's got 8 twos in the game and 9 threes in the tournament so far, so he can shoot behind the arc as well. Maybe try to find him open. I mean, you can get him down low as well, but you need to start thinking about what can we do? Do we switch to a 3-2 zone and guard, the arc instead of working inside? Basically, that Johnsburg offense is all three-point shots, so definitely I would say instill that 3-2 zone at the top and force him to go down low.
Yeah, the only issue with bringing Whalen underneath in the three-point arc is then who you're going to have, whose job it is to drive in. Whalen can still do that, but maybe you employ a guy like Jake Gibson or something. But you're going to need to find someone to replace what Whalen does.
I heard it from our basketball expert up here, Logan Franz. Mr. Rams start with the ball for three. Whalen, speak it into existence, huh? That's Metzi with it. Bull loses his dribble, recovered by Whalen. Here come the Rams, up by 4 now. It's Cooper driving in, picks up his dribble, throws it over to Whalen. Whalen for three again. It's good.
This man's getting hot.
Metzi. Back to Schmidt. Bull. Guarded by Cooper, throws it back out to Metzi. For three. That's good. Luke Conroy hits his second three of the quarter. It's Monahan. Over to Cooper. Back to Whalen. Whalen for three. He's on fire. That's 3 in a row for Whalen.
He's in the zone. You cannot stop this guy. Johnsburg's got to get something going quick.
It's Metzi with it. Metzi driving in, immediately clubbed by another green jersey, and he'll go to the line, I think, for 2, and he will.
13 points for Brendan Whalen in this quarter. We still got 2 minutes to go. Sometimes you just got to start getting the ball into the hot hand, and that's Brendan Whalen right now. I don't think we want to see anyone else shooting the ball for Grayslake besides him.
As the first one will not fall. As I said, Johnsburg, a 61.7% free throw shooting team. Both of these teams very similar in their free throw percentage. As we have a replay, let's take a look.
More lapses in that Rams defense. They're not defending the three ball very well. but it doesn't matter if they can keep doing this on their own.
As Metzi makes his second free throw. 2 minutes now remaining here in the second quarter. A step over to Monahan. Down low to Cooper. Cooper turns around and hits it off the rim. That's not fall. Recovered by the Skyhawks. Good rebound there by Welch, as that's Bull with it. Bull dribbling in with his left. Turn around, pass in the corner for three. That one falls.
They really found Whalen slacking there. He came in to try and block Bull from driving in, and it left open a lane for three for Luke Conroy.
That's his third three of the quarter, fourth of the game. As the Skyhawks have it now. Pass it over to Gibson. Gibson, if he wanted to take the three, he could, but I don't think he will, as he's a center. So centers usually do not take that three-point shot. Over to Monahan. Less than a minute and a half remaining here in the second quarter. Over to Whalen. Whalen thought about the three, but he travels instead. He should have taken the shot, but instead he turns the ball over to the Skyhawks.
He was a little covered on that one, but he's the hot hand. I wouldn't have minded if he took that shot either.
It's more one of those heat checks. You hit three in a row, you take the wild shot. If it doesn't go in, okay, you calm down a little bit. But the Skyhawks will have it now. Over to Welch. Hands it off to Bull. As that is stolen by the Rams, and they have less than a minute now remaining here in the second quarter. They're up by three. Do they go with the three ball again, or do they work inside? We'll have to wait and see as Whalen takes the pass.
This offense looks to be in no rush. I think they're going to wait and try to hold it for the last shot of the quarter, the half as well.
It's Cooper with it. Hands it over to Whalen. Whalen down low. Good pass there. Underhand layup does not fall. A little too much strength on that one. Almost a turnover there, as Schmidt wasn't paying attention. Now they'll have 30 seconds in the second quarter. Schmidt drives in, hits off the glass. That does not fall. Good rebound by Welch. He puts it up. That doesn't fall. Tipped off of Welch, I think, as it will go to the Rams.
It's hard to tell. Might have been one that tipped off a Grayslake Central. They might have gotten away with one there.
23 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. As Dennis Estep takes it up for the Rams. Over to Gibson. Back to Estep, down low to Whalen. Turn around, throws it up, floater, that'll land for two. They'll have 10 seconds to see what they can do. The Skyhawks now, as that's Metzi with it. 4 seconds. As an over and back is called. Another turnover, as the Rams will have 3 seconds to figure out whether they're going to heave it up court, which I think is what they're going to do. As they'll inbounds it from half court. Gavin Groves checks in. 3 seconds. It's going to be a catch and shoot situation. Goes over to Gibson. Gibson turnaround, throws it up. That does not fall. And what a half of basketball we've seen so far. 35-30. Grayslake Central takes the lead, and we will pick it right back off after halftime. 35-30 in the Hinkle Holiday Classic.
welcome to the Bear Family McDonald's. Thank you.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique.
And your mother.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
Don't forget, this game is brought to you by our season sponsor, the Bear Family McDonald's, proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their 30 area McDonald's restaurants today, and Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. If you're looking for a brand new or certified pre-owned, it's Rosen Express online buying made simple. Go to rosenhyundai.com and genesisofalgonquin.com. Welcome back to the Hinkle Holiday Classic. I'm Patrick. Carrying alongside me is my partner in crime up here, Logan France. We've had a good one for you today as the Grayslake Central Rams lead the Johnsburg Skyhawks by a score of 35-30. So Logan, heading into this second half and third quarter, what do you expect both of these teams to do? Because we've got a lot to talk about. We're talking three-point ball and defense. So what have you got so far?
I would like to see some more tight defense and maybe kind of cracking down on that three-point ball. It's been a huge source of offense for both teams, and I think it's something that both teams need to work on defending a little bit better. We've seen a lot of lapses by the Rams kind of crashing in and leaving the three-point ball open, so I'd like to see less of that. In terms of their offense, it's the Brendan Whalen show. He has 17 points out of their 35 in the first half. He's been on fire, and I think he's a guy you're going to want to see them get the ball in the hands of a lot sooner. As for the Skyhawks, Luke Conroy is the guy to watch. 4 threes in the first half, leads the team in points with 12. Reminds me a little bit of a guy we saw a couple years ago who just couldn't stop making threes. If you remember Peyton Lawrence.
Oh, I remember Peyton Lawrence.
7 threes in one game.
And then the next day we talked about him, then he made 0 points.
He did
Zero shots
nothing.
from behind the arc.
Sometimes you just get hot and it's only for one game. He was a prime example of that.
All right, we're about to start some second half action here in the third quarter. Grayslake up by 5. Let's see what the Skyhawks can do, as that's going to be Dylan Schmidt and the inbound pass over to Jacob Metzi. And here we go. Metzi picks up his dribble. Trying to find man open. It's Whalen with the steal. It's a 2-on-1. Good pass over the corner. Goes up on 2 white jerseys. It does not go in. That ball rattles around a little bit as Zestip gets the rebound. And the Rams will pick it up.
Way to keep possession there.
Down roll to Whalen. Whalen picks up his dribble. Gibson loses it, and it's going to be a jump ball, as that was Welch sticking his arms over, I believe that was Whalen or Gibson, one of the two. It was Gibson. As Gibson gets the inbounds. It all looked like a walk there, but didn't call it. Estip for 3. That's good. Michael Monahan hits the first points of this second half.
And the 3-fest continues.
Schmidt with it. Over to Conroy as a foul is called. They'll go for an inbounds pass. It's on the floor. Whalen's second foul of the game. Metzi hands it off to Bull. It's over to Conroy. Conroy for 3. That's no good. Good rebound there by the Rams. That's Estip taking it up. Estip. And a blocking foul is called, and he'll go to the line for 2. Luke Conroy picking up his first foul of the second half. And of the game, that is. First free throw will land. Let's see if Estip can hit the second. Rattles around a bit and does fall. He gets both as Bull takes it up for the Skyhawks. Over to Metzi. Metzi dribbling with his right. Smothered by 3 green jerseys. That's Welch with it. Welch can dribble. I don't know why he hasn't, but he's doing it now. Backs around, goes up, and that just doesn't go anywhere. Oh, ugly shot there as the Rams take control of it. That pass intercepted by the Skyhawks. And that's Metzi taking it. Pass almost blocked and taken by the Rams, so back-to-back turnovers. As Whalen's down low, he goes in, nice little layup there for 2.
I said it earlier, I say it again, he is not the guy you want to catch on a clean break like that. He will burn you every single time.
As a timeout is called, it's been all Grayslake Central here, as they're up 12 with 6 minutes and 14 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. And this timeout is sponsored by Daryl Barnes Photography. For portraits, family and graduation photos, sports team photos, and more, contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com. 12-point lead here by Grayslake. As we have a replay. Let's take a look.
Whalen sees this coming the entire way and just starts taking off. Catches him on a clean break. He'll make him pay every time.
As Bull will get the inbound pass. Taking it with his left, picks up his dribble. For Conroy. Back to Phil. To Welch. Pass deflected by Overstreet, but it goes back into the hands of Bull. Bull, shot, no good. Rebounded by Whalen. Here comes Estep. Estep down low. Whalen thought about three, decides not to. He kicks the pull-up jumper instead. Net will fall. Count that, 21 points in the game for Whalen. Bull with it over to Phil. Scoring that white headband. Nets gets mugged by Estep, and Estep's coming up. Good pass down low. The shot, that does fall for two. Michael Monahan on a nice shot there. As another timeout is called.
Rams team is getting hot. They're getting unstoppable. Johnsburg's defense just kind of faltering. They're playing tough. They're on their own, in their own right. They're tough to stop right now.
And this timeout is sponsored by Tom the Plumber. Tom the Plumber Inc. is a family-owned and operated company committed to providing plumbing service and installations of the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber, honest and affordable. Visit Tom online at tomtheplumberinc.com. We have a replay of that fast break, and let's take a look here.
Estep takes it in clean, finds Monahan. Skyhawks just don't have enough men down there. It's been all Grayslake Central.
It has been. They're up 16 now, so this is when you start thinking for Johnsburg. What do you do offensively? Because you don't want to start panicking. Now, you're down 16. You have 5 minutes left in the third quarter, and you have 8 minutes in the fourth, so there's still time. But you have to find a way to stop Grayslake on offense and find a way to generate some offense. Stop Grayslake on defense and generate some offense. So what do they do?
I think this is where it's a good thing that the three ball is kind of your strength. You can keep using that on offense. Just obviously, if the shot's not there, don't take it. You don't need to panic yet. You don't need to press the panic button yet. There's 5 minutes left in the third quarter, so just play your offense, try and generate some threes. As for the defense, you just need to play more aggressive. It's working for Grayslake Central this half. Why can't it work for the Skyhawks?
All right, you heard it from our basketball expert, Logan Franz, up here. 5 minutes left here in the third quarter. That's Metzi. Hands it off to Phil. Phil hit a three earlier in the game. And Schmidt with it, dribbling with his right. As a foul is called, and he'll go to the line for two. Monahan's first foul of the game. Aggressive defense by both teams, but overall, fairly unfoulable for both. They have not caused many fouls.
Been a relatively clean game so far.
As Schmidt hits both, and that's the first 2 points for Johnsburg here in the second half. That's it over to Monahan, the Whalen. Whalen for three. That falls! He's been everywhere. As a foul is called, it's going to be a reaching foul on Estep. Third foul of the half. That's going to be Metzi on the inbounds pass. Floats it over to Welch, just hands it right back. Game a hot potato. As he's dribbling in, passes over in the corner. It's Conroy with it, back over to Schmidt. Over to Welch. Hands it over to Metzi. to Phil. Phil driving in with his left, picks up his dribble, hands it back off to Welch. Welch dribble drive and hands it over to Phil. Phil for three, and that's deflected, it looked like a little bit, and it'll fall right in the hands of Estep, and here come the Rams. Pass down low to Gibson. Gibson waited, good fake there, and just easy basket for him. Now a 19-point lead here for the Rams. Metzi with it. Over to Welch. Welch looking for a man, he dribbles a little bit. Passes over to Metzi. Metzi over to Phil. Phil over to Welch. Welch drives, good spin move there. Layup a little too hard, as it will be a fight for the ball, and a foul is called.
He drew the foul on that play. Grayslake Central playing more aggressive man-to-man on the defense.
We have a replay. Let's take a look.
And off no one caught him underneath. Welch wasn't quite quick enough.
That's what we call a high basketball IQ play there. You always take the fake, and some guys will buy on it. In that case, it did bite. And this timeout is sponsored by Rose and Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. If you're looking for a brand new or certified pre-owned, it's Rose and Express online buying made simple. Go to roseandhyundai.com and Genesis of Algonquin.com. 3.5 remaining here in the third quarter. A big 19-point lead here for the Grayslake Central Rams in the Constellation C championship game. What does Johnsburg have to do here? I mean, it's 19 points. You're getting close to that range where it's going to be insurmountable, but you're close. What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, the way I'm going to phrase this is going to sound obvious, but you need to put points on the board. They're just not doing that. The Grayslake Central defense is just completely confused these Skyhawks, and they have no idea what to do on offense. They just kind of look lost out there. They're passing, trying to find an opening, and Grayslake Central isn't giving an inch. You need to find ways to put points on the board, maybe change your offensive approach, get in some movement. They're playing a man-to-man approach, so if you can get in some movement, kind of get some guys caught sleeping and find them out of position, maybe you can get something opening up.
And you look at this, I'm keeping score for Johnsburg here. They've only scored 2 points here in the third quarter. That's come off of free throws. So everything else they've shot has not gone in. And you look at how they played here in the second quarter, it was all about the three ball. And when you go cold from behind the arc, it's hard to come back, especially when that's your entire game plan.
And when you get outscored 16-2 in the third quarter, it's very hard to fight back, which is what's happened to them so far.
As Metzi will be the inbounds passer here. Back in is Gavin Groves. As 5-second violation on the inbounds pass will be a costly turnover to already hot offensive Rams, as they're going to employ a press defense. Why they didn't do it earlier, I have no idea. But they're really struggling now as Estep has it, goes it over to Whalen. Whalen picks up his dribble over to Estep. He crosses the Golden Eagle, floater pass over to Whalen. Whalen drives in, takes a pull-up jumper, hits off the back of the rim, does not fall. Recovered by Gibson, pass over to Whalen. Whalen jumping with his right, goes up for the layup. That rolls around and will fall, as that's his 26th point in the game, makes it now a 21-point lead here for the Rams.
You saw Bull had to kind of overcorrect on defense on that play, left a wide open Whalen able to drive in.
Schmidt tries to drive in, and he will travel, as we'll have a replay. So Logan, I'll have you break it down. Let's take a look.
If you watch Ian Bull here, just kind of overcorrects on defense, leaves it wide open for Whalen. All he has to do is beat Gavin Groves, and he does exactly that.
And that's Estep on a fast break layup there. Now a 23-point lead, and this might be panic time here for the Skyhawks, as they really need to change something fast on offense, or this game will really get more out of hand than it already is. As Bull with it, picks up his dribble, passes over to Schmidt. Schmidt drives in, goes up for the shot, and he gets clubbed, and he'll go to the line for two.
Seeing some of that movement I mentioned earlier, you kind of saw Nick Dill find a way to get open. His teammate was already driving in, so it may have been a bit too little too late for that one, but something to monitor as we move forward here.
This makes the first. All 3 of Johnsburg's points in the third quarter have come from free throws.
It's not a great sign.
As the second one will also go in. Over to Whalen. Soft press here. Over to Taylor. Trebasi down low. Hit. As that will be rolling in the hands of Conroy. Betsy with it. Over to Schmidt. Schmidt drives in with his left. Passes on out to Conroy. Conroy drives in a nice floater off the glass, and it will fall in for 2.
If I was Metzi, I may have taken that shot at the beginning of the possession. It looked like they had you wide open, and can't hurt to take that shot when you're down by this much.
19-point lead here for the Rams. Less than 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter as Estep has it. Drives in, floats it up, hits on the front of the rim, does not fall. It will go right back in the hands of Bull, and here come the Rams on a nice open, wide open 3 shot, no good. As it is caught by Whalen. As Estep will take his time. He crosses the Golden Eagle. Passes over to Whalen. Whalen jumper. That does not fall. Goes right in the hands of Welch. And here come the Skyhawks. Schmidt taking up. As he takes the 3. That will not fall. Welch fighting in for that rebound. It goes off his... Goes off of someone on the Rams, and it will stay Skyhawks ball as Sam Cooper will come in for Dennis Estep. Cole Nuzzo will come in for the Skyhawks. Low pass deflected out of bounds off of Trebasi, and it will go right back down to the floor for another inbounds play as 1 minute and 12 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Be Conroy with a passer. Floats it on out to Schmidt, and a pushing foul is going to be called on Trebasi. It's his 4th foul of the game. As he will be subbed in for Michael Monahan. Inbounds pass to Bull. As he travels and turns the ball over. Just ugly basketball here for the Skyhawks.
They've had a rough, about a minute here real time, but only about 10 seconds of game time off the clock.
As they'll be Whalen on the inbounds play. This man gives it over to Taylor. Minute remaining here in the third quarter. Taylor drives in, passes over to Whalen. Over to Monahan. Back to Taylor. Over to Cooper. Cooper pass to Monahan. Over to Taylor again. Little game of keep away going on now. They try to, I believe, milk the clock as much as possible. Monahan with it. Back over to Taylor. Cooper, pass to Monahan. Down low, good ball movement as they find Overstreet. Good rebound by Whalen. Whalen goes back up, he gets rejected. As that'll be the Skyhawks ball with less than a minute, less than 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Nuzzo taking it up. And it's over to Schmidt. Good pick by Whalen. Thought about the three-point shot, just do it. Bull puts up the 3 instead, and that does not fall. Recovered by Overstreet. Taylor, you got 5 seconds now. Let's see what they can do. Taylor for 3 at the buzzer. That does not fall. We've played 3 quarters now. A comfy 19-point lead by Grayslake Central. We're going to cut off the break. We'll pick off here in the fourth quarter.
What makes me most proud of our restaurants is our people. Our people who come in and work for us every single day. We try to create an atmosphere of family, an atmosphere of warmth, and an atmosphere of compassion.
And welcome back to the Hinkle Holiday Classic and fourth quarter action sponsored by Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. If you're looking for a brand new or certified pre-owned, it's Rosen Express online buying made simple. Go to rosenhyundai.com and genesisofalgonquin.com. 19-point lead here by Grayslake. Johnsburg, are you playing for pride, or are you kind of claw your way back in this one in the Constellation C championship game?
Yeah, I think you're playing for pride at this point, as much as I hate to say it. I think the deficit's just become a bit too insurmountable for the time they have left. I mean, we've seen crazier things happen, but they'll need to get going and stay hot for the rest of the quarter. And based on the way they played in the third, I don't see that happening.
And they only scored 6 points total, 4 coming off of free throws, as that 3-ball goes up, and that falls. Cole Nuzzo off the bench scores his first points of the fourth quarter and the first 3-ball of the second half for Johnsburg. As Taylor takes it up, over to Monahan, to Cooper. They'll need some turnovers, Johnsburg, if they want to come back into this one. Monahan throws it over to Cooper. Back to Monahan. Over to Taylor. Taylor drives in with his left, puts up the layup, and now a ring around does not fall in. It'll go off of the hands of Overstreet and right back to the Skyhawks.
Sometimes you gotta get a little bit of lucky. You let them get the shot off, but it doesn't quite fall their way, and now you got another chance to cut that deficit by just a little more.
As Bull will take it up, he's only got 3 points on the game, a 3-point shot he made in the first quarter. So he'll pass it over to Schmidt. Schmidt with it, Bull thought about the 3, decided not to go through with it. Miz will pass it over to Welch. Welch driving in, floats it up, missed the rim completely, and he is fouled, and I think he'll go to the line for 2. And we have a replay of Nuzzo's 3. Let's take a look.
Some of that movement on offense we were talking about earlier, they kind of are able to catch Grayslake Central sleeping a little bit.
As Welch's first one hits the back of the rim, does not fall. Jake Gibson comes back in for Grayslake. As the second one hits the front of the rim and does not fall. Good rebound there by Michael Monahan. As that simple take it up. Pass over to Whalen. Whalen wide open 3. That's good. 29 points on the game. Bull down low, good pass off the top of the glass, and that will fall in for Luke Conroy. It was fairly quiet in the third quarter, only scoring a 2-pointer, and scores another 2-pointer here in the fourth quarter. A 17-point lead. Is that pass too high for Whalen? As that will go out of bounds. And we have a replay of Whalen's 3-pointer. Let's take a look.
We've been talking about Whalen all day, approaching that number that we had yesterday that we said was the highest we've seen a player scored. It was 35 by Drew Swick of South Elgin. Whalen at 29, only 6 away from that number.
See what he can do with that as a timeout is called. 58-41, 6 minutes and 16 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. 17-point lead here by Grayslake Central. Is it still a 3-ball? Is the 3-ball still the answer for Johnsburg, Logan?
I think it has to be. I mean, they've gone cold a little bit, so maybe you got to kind of start driving inside a little bit, working inside, get that Grayslake Central defense kind of spread out again, because their aggressive approach has been working in the second half. I think if you keep trying that movement, keep trying to catch them out of position, there's something that you can open up and start working. But if I'm looking at anyone here, it's got to be Luke Conroy. He was hot in the first half. Maybe you can get him to recapture some of that magic from behind the arc, but you've got to do it quick.
I think what you have to do is have some really tight defense. You want to cause as many turnovers as you can, force errant passes like that last possession, as the pass over to Whalen was just too high. Cause those turnovers, shoot to 3. If you make it in, you'll have a decent chance of making it back. But 17 points is a lot in 6 minutes, so let's see what they can do. As Metzi picks up his dribble, tries to find someone open, it's Bull. Bull in the corner to Metzi. Metzi over to Schmidt. Or excuse me, Conroy. As Bull has it. Picks up his dribble down low to Welch. Welch off the top of the glass, and that will roll around in and one.
It's like will it or won't it, just watching it circle around the rim slowly. It's almost like the ball starts moving in slow motion at that point.
And it is a three-point play by Welch. Whalen with it, over to Monahan. Monahan drives in with his right, passes over to Whalen. Back to Estep. Estep for three. At the Suns fall. Good rebound there by Overstreet. It'll go off his hands and go straight into the hands of Skyhawks. Set Schmidt with it. Schmidt driving in. One too many steps, and a travel is called. Can't be turning over the ball when you're down 14. If you want any shot at coming in, no matter how slim it is, you can't be turning over the ball.
For sure was a chance for a great possession there, and then the travel cuts it short. Not what you want here, the Skyhawks. Can't make those mistakes. Not this late.
With it. Nice tip. 5 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. 14-point lead here by Grayslake Central. Estep drives in, back to Whalen, man of the hour. Over to Estep. Down low is Whalen. Pass over to Gibson. Back to Whalen. Overstreet throws up a wild shot. That's not fall. Good rebound there by Gibson, and he'll put that in for two. There's the Skyhawks with it now. Metzi with the ball. Throws up the three, too short. And is that right back into the ground as that's the Rams with it now. Layup, and that will fall for two. Easy's now up to 31 points in the day. That's Metzi with it. Good pick there by Welk. Back over to Schmidt. Down low, pass intended for Welch, I believe, and it will go out of bounds.
Johnsburg starting to get into that territory where you're not going to be coming back. Just too many mental mistakes, too many.
I would say they're in that territory. They might be in that territory right now. Whalen over to Overstreet. Down low to Gibson. Nice pass there, and he'll put up a nice basket there for two. Back to a 20-point lead. Gibson's got 12 on the day. Bull. Over to Welch. Drive in. Surrounded by green jerseys. He's trying to find a pass. Throws up instead, and that somehow finds the basket. Now we'll go in for two. He's got 5 in the fourth quarter. And 7 in the game. It's Monahan with it. Passes over to Estep as he crosses the Golden Eagle, dribbling with his left hand. Pass down low to Overstreet. He gets hit from behind the back. A push, I believe, on Welch. That's his first foul of the game. As a mask timeout is called, a 18-point lead for Grayslake Central. 3 minutes and 12 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. As we have a replay of that fast break, let's take a look.
It's the type of mental mistake you just can't afford to have if you're Johnsburg, especially this late. Just got to be able to keep possession, can't be causing those turnovers. It's just gotten away from them at this point.
As now, Johnsburg in that singular bonus, meaning they're going to be in the 1-1. And if you make the first free throw, you'll have the second one available for you to take. Make both a 2-point play. If you miss the first, it's a live ball. 18 points. Playing for pride, I'd say, Johnsburg at this point.
I'd say that's a pretty accurate assessment. They just couldn't get going coming out of the second half. It's all about adjustments. Grayslake Central made a lot of adjustments to their defensive game plan to kind of better defend what Johnsburg was doing, and you saw it come out immediately and start paying dividends. And Johnsburg just didn't know how to react, couldn't respond, and the Rams started running away with it.
I mean, it was all the Brendan Whalen show here in the second half. He scored 17 in the first, and he scored 14 in the second. Shot a couple threes, and he's been working inside on fast breaks, good defense, good rebounding as well.
It's been the Brendan Whalen show since the second quarter over here.
Pass on low to Overstreet. Surrounded by white jerseys, he throws up a prayer, hits off the top of the glass, does not fall in, does fall into the hands of Dylan Schmidt. 3 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. He drives it himself, navigates traffic, somehow butts into two. It's his first basket of the second half. He scored 4 at the line as Whalen takes the stand-up jumper, and that does not fall. As a foul is called, and I think it's an offensive foul, and it will be an offensive foul on Overstreet. And since it is the bonus, they'll go to the line for the 1-and-1. They'll make the first. It's been perfect from the line all day. And the second one does not fall, as I have.
And the announcer jinx strikes again.
The inevitable announcer's jinx. That's a good pass down to Overstreet down low, and he'll go up for an and one. As it's now a 17-point lead. And we have the replay of the and one. Let's take a look. As he made the second, he makes it a 3-point play. Betsy picks up his dribble. Pass over to Welch down low. Welch pushing his way back. Turns around, picks up throws it over to Bull. Back to Welch. Welch driving in. Off the glass, and that goes in for 2. He's got 7 in the fourth quarter. It's Monahan with it over to Overstreet. Down low to Whalen. He just cleans house and goes in for 2.
Even when you have a guy on him, you just can't defend him.
You can only hope to contain him. Over to Bull. Down low to Welch. Welch dribbling back, and he goes up, and an offensive foul is called. As we have a replay of the layup. Let's take a look.
You just kind of find a gap in the defense. You find Dylan Schmidt sleeping, and Brendan Whalen was able to outrun him and put it in for 2. Great play there by Brendan Whalen.
As it appears, the subs have started to roll in. Get some last-minute practice. That's Chrisick Isaacson. No go out of bounds. Jackson Bowman in for Grayslake. Jack Brown, Chris Isaacson. Colin Woods. Isaacson at 6'9", junior. He's big. As he loses the ball. Recovered by Groves. There's a minute and a half remaining now. And a layup missed. Recovered by Isaacson.
There's really no one else on the court that can recover that. That guy's just massive.
Jack Brown with it. Good step back there by Colin Woods. As he'll pass it on over to Jack Brown. And Jake Cruz in there. Minute remaining here in the fourth quarter. Good pass over to Bowman. Pass on low, deflected over by number 34, Forrest Hull. As we're now under 40 seconds remaining here in the Constellation C Championship game. From the corner for 3. That does not fall. Good rebound there by Horn. Throws it back out. 14 seconds. That's deflected, and it will go out of bounds off of Johnsburg. That will go off the hands of Nick Thill as we're ranging at 11.3 seconds. It's going to be a good win here for Grayslake Central as they'll walk away with the Consolation C Championship game.
Great win, as I said, making adjustments at the half. That's going to win you some ball games. They changed their defensive strategy because it wasn't quite working for them, and Jefferson didn't know how to respond, and a really great win for Grayslake.
Yeah, just a really nice win for Grayslake Central as they win 69-51. Nice game for them. So walk away with the Consolation C Championship game. And at this time, a special thanks to all of our game sponsors, Bear Family McDonald's, Rose Hyundai, Tom the Plumber, and Daryl Barnes Photography. Also at this time, I'd like to give a special shout out to all those hardworking men and women who put this broadcast together for you. As I like to say, you guys are the real MVP. We'll have some more action here at the Jacobs High School gym coming at you, Prairie Ridge and Crystal Lake South coming out to you as we end out here tonight. And we will see you for next game coming up after this break.
This sports broadcast made possible by contributions from the following. The Bear Family McDonald's, proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their 30 area McDonald's restaurants today. Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. Looking for a brand new Hyundai or certified pre-owned? It's Rosen Express online buying made simple. Go to rosenhyundai.com or genesisofelgonquin.com. Tom the Plumber. Service and installations of the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber. Honest and affordable. Visit Tom online at tomtheplumberinc.com. And Daryl Barnes Photography for portraits, family and graduation photos, sports team photos, and more. Contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com.